But we spoke about Vasan, and I'm going to get back to him. But I want to speak about your collaboration. This is your second collaboration
with Shiva.
With Shiva. Janata Garage was a massive, massive hit. It was touted as one of your best performances. And then now you're back with Devara. And I've had, of course, we've all seen the trailer, and it's magnificent.
You actually saw more than the trailers.
I've seen more than the trailer, but I'm trying not to reveal any spoilers about anything here, because I was okay. So now you've said it. I'm not saying it. So I went to Hyderabad. Anil and me, we went. Apurva, Anil and I went to Hyderabad. We saw about 30 to 45 minutes of the material, and I was like blown away, because it's a totally different world. Like, he's taken us into, and I won't say anything for people who haven't seen any material, but like, I just want to say that world is new. It's totally new, where there are elements that are so impactful when you see it. And we'll take a beat and talk about how brilliant Saif is as well. But when I saw it, and every time he faces the camera as the character, as Devara, and there is a certain kind of like magic that just happens. But is that largely, and I felt like I've seen all your work, and I felt like, but with Shiva, there is something special. There's something that he taps into you that comes right out. Like, and I've seen that in Janata Garage, and I saw that again in Devara. What was your experience working with him?
So we've been friends for quite a long time. We've been friends for I think about 18, 17 years. So our journey started with a movie called Brindavanam. Shiva was predominantly the writer for many super hit movies in Telugu, in Telugu cinema. So we started as friends because he was the writer for Brindavanam. And that's when I understood there's so much potential in him to become a director. And then one fine day, he started off with this movie called Mirchi with Prabhas, which was a super duper hit.
Yes.
And then he went to do Srimantru, which was a super duper hit. Then he did Janata Garage, super hit. Then he did Bharatan Nenu, super hit. But what's so common in all the 4 movies he's done is that this guy carries a kind of a responsibility towards the society. He wants to probably give something back to the society with his movies. So there is this underlying message, and sometimes and he's not too preachy. When you want to give a message-oriented movie, as we call it, it tends to become very preachy. Correct. But he's just found this art of making this preachy movie into a very commercially viable, exciting, product. That's his trait. So when we collaborated for Devara, I just see in commercial mainstream film, you always have the protagonist, the hero as we call him, comes out for the downtrodden.
Correct.
People who do not have courage, gives them that courage and takes them forward. But this is such a flip where the protagonist comes from not the downtrodden, but comes from the most powerful and says, yaar, bhai, zyada courage bhi theek nahi hai. Thoda sa fear rehna chahiye humko. Fear is good. You need to have that. See, responsibility comes from fear.
Yes.
So I just love the way he brought this idea that, everybody should have a certain amount of fear. Yes, I believe in it. Ki agar zyada bhi courageous ho gaye na, sir, so there is no stopping humans. Humans, we are humans. We are unstoppable. We need to have that kind of responsibility within us. Yeah. I just love the way he brought about this message, but with so much padded with a fictitious, over the top world, and that excited me. And I felt that, this is a movie I would like to do after RRR.
Yes.
Because after RRR, you need to have that kind of an excitement.
Correct.
At a plot level, it needs to excite you, and that's how we started off with Devara. And I don't know, we never thought that we're going to make this movie into 2 parts. I said, Shiva, don't stop. Just keep writing, because there's so many characters. You've mentioned about Saif.
Yeah.
The Saif sir's character is probably, I don't know, I really got so excited seeing him when I was watching the whole movie. I just remember that immediately when I saw the movie, when I saw his performance, I went back to Omkara.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah?
It gives you that Omkara vibe.
He gives you that Omkara vibe, and he was outstanding in that movie. And I don't remember when I actually saw him that fabulous. And and there's so many characters which we just couldn't stop from developing.
Yeah.
So वो develop होते गया sir. And
Have
then
you already shot part 2?
well,
A large
a
chunk
bit,
of it. Okay.
a bit. So we went on, and finally we shot, and all of a sudden we get an alert from the editor, our editor Srikar Prasad. He tells us that, you know what? By the time you finished your first half, we still haven't finished the first half. You've already got a length of 5 hours. I was like, what?
What?
5 hours? Are you kidding me? Because we just didn't realize. We just fell in love with that movie.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, we need to check ourselves. Stop it. Let's write our story. Let's finish our story. Let's see where, what, how, where we can, cut, chuck, or redevelop. Let's see. And that's when I think it was a very conscious decision.